Lalique Encre Noire was a fragrance that was constantly talked about a few years ago. It was commonly stated to be a fragrance that was niche quality, with it being less than half of the price of those fragrances. But the question is it still living up to that standard in 2023? Well, let's find out. Now, yes, this is a fragrance that has been talked about on this channel before, but I've never been as descriptive as I'm about to be right now. Encre Noire was a fragrance that was released in 2010, and because of its smoky and woody nature, it's a fragrance that's not really considered to be the most mass appealing. Only 4 notes are used to make what people consider to be a masterpiece fragrance, and those notes are cypress, vetiver, cashmere wood, and musk. It's not quite as diverse as many of the fragrances that are out now, but everything in this one works well. So the smoky woods are a really good addition to this fragrance, and they're not too harsh either. I think the biggest issue with the smell of this fragrance is that the cypress and vetiver can give off this fresh, clean lawn clippings kind of smell. It's definitely a very woody and masculine fragrance that I really wouldn't recommend for everybody. But picture this. You got the smell of smoke, smooth, woody musk, and then a hint of lawn clippings. That's what this fragrance smells like to me. Moving on to the performance, and I get a minimum of 8 hours of this fragrance, and sometimes it lasts so long that it starts getting annoying that this fragrance is still on me. On top of that, it can have a very overbearing projection, but I think it's only like that due to the fact that I don't think it works that well on my skin. I've smelled this on many other people, and it always smells better. So on me, I'm only getting a fraction of what it could be. However, I do think this fragrance can be extremely versatile. Just adjust your sprays accordingly, and it can be worn for a lot of things. I definitely suggest this as a fragrance that's for fall, spring, and winter, but I would say it's a bit iffy on the summer because it will project like crazy and annoy a lot of people. I also would not suggest this for the more intimate moments because usually the sweeter, spicier fragrances are better for that. The atomizer, however, is not the greatest, but also not the worst. It does have a bit of a more narrow spray, but it's not nearly as narrow as something like Prada Luna Rosa Carbon or the Bond Number 9 that I just recently reviewed. The greatest thing about this fragrance has always been the price. Whereas many fragrances would struggle in this department, this fragrance has always exceeded here. Don't even really need to get into the retail price of this fragrance because all discounters are selling this fragrance for about 25 to 30 US dollars for a 100 milliliter bottle. I don't even know where the retail price was. I could not find it when I checked, but I do believe it was roughly $100. So for 30 bucks, that is an insane deal, and that's really what the selling point of this fragrance was. I personally would never consider spending retail price on this fragrance, but when seeing it on discounters at the time, I was like, what the heck? It's only 30 bucks, and that's what got me. So with all that being said, would I recommend this fragrance? No. This fragrance really does not appeal to the masses, and generally that's not a problem for me because I like the smell of this fragrance. The problem is I never really find myself reaching for this one. Plus, for the vast majority of people, you have to be very confident to pull this one off. Because it is so bold, if you do not wear this fragrance will most certainly wear you. So, despite all the good things about this fragrance, I think this is one most people should skip. So I'm going to give this one an overall rating of 6 out of 10. I think it smells good, I think the performance is good, and I think the price is good too. But it's just not one that's easy to recommend. But, just like that, that's my review. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, of course. I'm really thinking about doing a fragrance giveaway soon, but I'm not really sure. So let me know if you guys would be interested. But that's all I have for you guys, so I'll see you in the next one.